Okay, this is a video I feel like I absolutely have to make about this amazing mess of a game called Last of Us 2. Very polarizing game for each side. And, I have a lot of people hating on me for my opinions and how I feel. Where I fell in love with the first game, and I fell in love with the characters, and I hated what they did with the story with Last of Us 2 in respect to the characters that we fell in love with the first one. And I hear a lot of people coming at me and telling me that, oh, they just went for bold storytelling, right? It's bold, right? They got guts. I'm gonna get into that, man. I'm gonna objectively look at this game. I'm not really a review person. I'll leave that up to people that I respect to make those types of professional reviews. Angry Joe's a real good one. I watch him a lot. Skill Up, another phenomenal review channel. So I definitely suggest you guys check him out for a more professional review. I'm just really not that guy, right? Like, I'm a Call of Duty guy, Battlefield guy, I'm a first person shooter guy, Destiny and shit. I don't really do reviews, right? I don't write scripts. It just comes from the heart, man. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I just turn my mic on, and what I'm feeling, that's what comes out in my videos. But I want to get something out of the way real quickly before I get into this, man. We got voice actors for The Last of Us 2. Not even prominent voice actors, but that's not even the point. That's besides the point. We don't even have the main voice actors. We got voice actors getting death threats about this game. Listen, y'all can. Are you serious right now? Who the fuck gives somebody a death threat over a video game for one? Do I understand why you're upset? Hell fucking yes, I understand why you're upset. This game is polarizing, man. And even though I'm going to look at it objectively in this video, I've made 2 rant videos talking about my opinion. I started uploading the Last of Us 2 playthrough, where you also hear in a couple of the videos that I've already made, the episodes that I made, you already hear my opinions on the story with this game. How I feel about this game. I understand where you're coming from. But to go and threaten someone's life over a video game, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? If you're doing that type of shit, I don't want you on my channel. I don't want you on my video. Get the fuck out of here, man. We don't want your kind around here, cuh. We don't want you around here. Get that fucking noise out of here, man. That's bullshit. You're gonna go threaten someone's life and shit because of a video game? Pathetic. Absolutely ridiculous and pathetic. Hey, man, you want to respectfully go let Neil Druckmann know that he fucked up with his writing on his game? Go ahead, man. I'll be on the front lines with you. I'm ready. I got your back, man. But not the way that y'all motherfuckers are handling this shit, man. If I could ask Neil a question, it would be, why do you hate hardcore Last of Us fans? That's what I would ask him. They had their interviews and shit like that, and he's trying to say that no one loves these characters more than me. When the game speaks for itself, in my opinion, the game speaks for itself. And he honestly showed that he hates those characters with this game. But anyways, so again, an objective review, kind of deal, like sort of, you know what I mean? I'm not really a review channel, but anyways, let's get into it. So as for like the actual game itself, man, I said this in my couple rant videos, and I'm gonna say it again here, man. The graphics are amazing. The gameplay is a lot of fun. It's everything I expected from a Last of Us, sequel, with the stealth mechanics and all of that. It's really fun. They didn't really go. There's nothing really new here, like groundbreaking, but it's fun, right? If you have a winning formula, you don't mess with it, right? You leave it what it is. That's a problem with Call of Duty, man. Call of Duty always tries to reinvent the wheel when they already had something that was winning. You know what I mean? If you got something good, improve on it a little bit. Improve this little part here, improve this little part here, but leave the core itself there, right? And the stealth mechanic is fun. The fighting is fine. The gunplay is great. And I didn't find the AI to be terrible. The enemy AI. There's lots of times, man, where I thought, if I was playing The Last of Us 1 right now, that dude would have he would have absolutely missed me. But they be hitting their shots, man. It's not often that they miss their shots on me. Now I played my first playthrough on, I think it was called moderate, and then my second time I played it on the second highest hardest difficulty, whatever that one was called. I can't remember. And in both of those difficulties, man, never really had any problem with the AI. Never found like it was too easy. Some parts I found a little bit too easy on moderate, but for the most part, like the AI seemed to know what was up, even on moderate. And the game was fun, man. Did I find it to get it went a little overboard with the whole looting thing, right? And that has something to do with how long the game is. The game is a very long game. Even if you're rushing through it, which you kind of can't do because you need to keep yourself up on your ammo and everything. It's like a natural reaction for me, right? To go and to play a game like this and to constantly loot every area. That's just the way I play these types of games. And even if I tell myself not to, I'm still gonna do it. Sometimes I'm just gonna think I need to go do it, right? And I'm just gonna go do it. So yeah, the looting kind of like, like when you're like halfway through, a little bit more than halfway through the game, you're like, damn, dude, I want to know what happens next, but I'm tired of looking for ammo and health packs and materials to build shit. But the gameplay is really fun, man. It's an incredible game from that aspect. When you're talking about, if you're a person, now this is just me looking at this situation objectively, but if you're a person that never played the first one, or you didn't have an attachment to the first one, you didn't have attachment to the story and the characters and all of that, you can jump in this game. You might not understand everything, but they explain it decently enough. You'll get the grasp of most of what's going on. And like I said, you can just turn your brain off and jump on this game, and you can have tons of fun. You have 20 plus hours of fun and then some. It's a really great game in that aspect. Again, the graphics are absolutely amazing. I can't get over some of the scenes, man, and some of like the skyboxes just with the world that you're in, and you're just standing there and you just gotta like take a breath, man. You just take it all in. Like, it's beautiful. In that respect, The Last of Us 2, it's top tier. It is top tier when it comes to gameplay and all of that, in my opinion. Trying to look at it objectively, though. I think it's right up there, man. Could the gameplay actually be a little bit better? Could it be improved on? Yeah, it could, but it's serviceable, man. It's fine. I found it to be very fun. And looking at Abby's story objectively, I understand where Abby comes from. I understand and even feel sorry for her in some moments. And I understand why she chases down Joel. A lot of these people that are telling me, I understand where Abby's coming from, I can relate with you. I understand where you understand, right? The problem that I have, though, with people attacking my videos, or, I got into an argument with just an absolute moron on Twitter, and the only thing he had for me was he kept calling me a lunatic when I'd ask him questions about it and shit like that. But the problem that I have with the whole Abby thing, I don't care if somebody understands where Abby's coming from, but it's the people that are telling me Ellie is an absolute psychopath and Joel deserved what he got. Ergo, they like Abby. Abby's story was the best. Yada yada yada. That's the shit that I can't agree with. I can't rally behind, and I actually even take offense to it. Right? Especially people that tell me that kind of shit, that claim that they played the first one and even loved the first one. You can't play the first game and fall in love with that story, fall in love with those characters, and then come over here and be like, Joel deserved everything he got. Ellie is a fucking psychopath, man. She's a retard. She's this, she's that. I love Abby. Abby is a great story, and this game is amazing. You're just hating. You weren't a true fan of the series, man. You weren't a true fan of the first one, if that's what you're coming at me and saying. Now, if you say to me respectfully in the comment section, yo, GILMOURRR, I appreciate everything. that you say in your videos, your rant videos on this particular game. I understand where you're coming from, and I agree with you, Nya. But I understand where Abby comes from as well. Do I feel like Joel deserved what he got? No, but I understand where Abby came from. I would be like 100%, bro. I feel the same way as you. 100%, I feel the same way as you, right? Yes, when I look at just Abby's story, okay, and just for a second, I put down my memory of the first game, how close those characters grew on me, right? Like how much I fell in love with those characters. If I just forget that for a second, yeah, I understand where Abby's coming from, and I understand why she did what she did, and there's points in the game that I feel sorry for. But we are talking about a Last of Us game, and this is a sequel to The Last of Us Part 1, which had two characters that we absolutely fell in love with, and this was supposed to be their sequel. This wasn't supposed to be Abby's game. Okay? So when these people tell me, oh, it was just bold writing, not at the cost of your entire first game. It's not bold writing when it comes at the cost of your fans' love for the main characters of the first game and what should have been the main characters of this game. It's not bold writing. I guess it's bold writing when you just don't care about your fans. If you want to consider not caring about your fans to be bold writing, well then, cool for you, man. Right on. It's bold writing then. But no, like this is bold and not giving a fuck about your hardcore fans. That's what this writing is in this game. And like I said in my first rant video, the very first one I made, I waited about a week until after the game was out before I released it, because I didn't want people blaming me for spoilers and all that. The game's been out for a couple weeks now, you know, and like I said in that original rant video, man, they should have came out with a completely separate game. But it could have been a sub-series of The Last of Us, right? It could have been The Last of Us Seattle Stories. The Last of Us, The Seattle Stories, or something, right? Like, they got people over there that are paid to do this shit. They could come up with a better idea than I can. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But they could have came out with a completely different game, right? It was a spin-off game in the world of The Last of Us, and it could have been Abby's story. And it could have been, you know, she's messing around with Mel and Owen and Isaac and all that. And, you know, they can expand a little bit on what we did here in this game for Abby's story. And everybody could have fell in love with Abby on her own terms. But you don't waste your sequel, man. Like, what was the point of the first game when this is what we got in respect to our characters from the first game? The main characters we fell in love with, right? You're spitting on them with this sequel, with the story. Again, do I understand where Abby's coming from if I forget about the characters I fell in love with? Yes, I understand where she's coming from. I even feel sorry for her. But this is all coming at a cost of the characters we fell in love with from the first game. That's not how you do it. It shouldn't be done that way. And that's why Naughty Dog and everybody is getting so much hate. Because you should have handled it differently, Naughty Dog. This is not how shit goes, man. I've already made my rant on Joel's death and what I think about that. And I'm not going to go into a spiel on that again. I think Joel's death was bullshit, how they handled it. I think it was so forced and rushed. And it was just unnecessary. At that moment, it was completely unnecessary. They handled it awfully, in my opinion. And, you know, it's like I said, man, they could have had a true sequel. A true sequel to The Last of Us 1 with this game. And they could have dropped, a couple years ago, they could have dropped The Last of Us Seattle Stories, man. And you could have played as Abby and did all that business, man. And nobody would be hating. Nobody would be mad, man. Nobody would be salty. Nobody would be pissed off, because that is a better way that you could have handled it and also made more money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you could have got the best of both worlds, man, just by that idea. But instead you make this game this polarizing, amazing mess of a game, and now you got tons of people on the internet hating on you for the decisions that you made. And I understand where they're coming from. I understand where the negativity is coming from. Because you forced Abby on us at the expense of the characters we loved in the first game. And that's just not the way you do it. And, you know, like, I have people hate on me, talk about how Ellie's a psychopath and Joel deserved what he got. I mean, listen, they wrote Ellie terribly in this game, in my opinion, in The Last of Us 2. But still, Ellie shows that she's a better person than Abby, in my opinion, in this game. And I always come back to the story about when Ellie killed Owen and Mel. Ellie felt sick about it because she was pregnant. When Abby found out Dina was pregnant, Abby was more willing to slit her throat. She even said good. She was relieved to hear that she was pregnant. And the only reason why she didn't kill them all right then and there, when she didn't have to, Ellie had to kill Mel to live, to survive. Abby didn't, was still willing to, and the only reason why she didn't was because of Lev. For all you people talking to me, you know, hating on me in the comment section, talking to me about how you absolutely loved beating the shit out of Ellie as Abby, well then clearly, yeah, you weren't fans of the first game. I wish you would just get off my videos, get off my channel, get the fuck out my comment section, man. Because, you know, I am a Last of Us 1 fan. I love that game. That's one of my favorite games of all time. So when you come and you talk some whack shit like that to me, I'm just going to make you look like a fool, or you're just going to get blocked. I don't know why y'all waste your motherfucking time, man, when you come up and tell me some whack ass shit like that. Just, you're benched. Just get the fuck out my channel, man. Just get out of here. I don't know why you're here. You're a fucking moron, and you're whack. But anyways, I really wanted to make a video talking about this, man, because there's just too much going on right now with this game, man. It's a very polarizing game, and I'm still getting hate on my videos for it. And I felt like talking about it, man. So whoever's watching this video, let me know in the comment section what you think. And if I had to rate this game, after the first time I beat it, I had a number in my head. If I were to rate it like a 1 out of 10 kind of scale, right? You know, 1 being really bad, 10 being great. I would probably give it a 6 out of 10, but when you come, like, and that's looking at it objectively, right? And when I look at it as a hardcore Last of Us 1 fan, it probably drops to like a 4.5 to a 5 out of 10. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest, but looking at it objectively, I would give it a 6 out of 10. Moderately, just above, you know, like middle ground. I think because, you know, the graphics really hold it up, the gameplay holds it up. And so, yeah, I see people giving it 1 and 2s out of 10 and stuff like that. It's too triple A. It's quality, right? Like, you can't give it like that. Just because you hate the story, you can't give it that, man. It's still a quality game. The game is still beautiful. It's really fun in certain parts and stuff like that. You can't argue with that. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm out.